Morgantown, West Virginia, the site of today's matchup between the Kent State Golden Flashes and the West Virginia Mountaineers. Alongside the former Baylor guard King McClure, I'm Chucky Kemp. It's 5 straight wins for West Virginia, King, and here we are a month into the season. And it's typical Bob Huggins fashion. They've just found ways to win so far.
Chucky, are you even surprised? It is Bob Huggins, who was on the Mount Rushmore of all coaches, one of the best coaches to ever do it. I'm not surprised at all.
He's got one of the best scorers in the country, and they needed it this year. Taz Sherman steps into a new role this season. He's been tremendous.
Taz Sherman has an absolute bag. One of my favorite players to watch in the 12, can score on all 3 levels. He's not just one of the best scorers in the Big 12, one of the best scorers in the nation, and people will see it once conference play comes. But this guy right here is special and is playing at a high level.
Well, he's got a partner in Sean McNeil, who had 13 in the first half against UConn, but for Taz, in the last 2 games, it's 25 points per game. McNeil hit big shots. They picked up a really impressive win over UConn. Even though the Huskies were a little shorthanded, still played really well in that game. They've won 5 straight. They are 8-1 entering this one against a Kent State team coming off a win over Detroit Mercy earlier this week. Here we go from Morgantown. Kent State controlling the tip. Trying to find an easy one. Cantrell got a piece of it. It's a turnover. That is something West Virginia does as good as anyone in the country, King, force turnovers.
That was one of the concerns that Coach Shinderoff had. We talked to him yesterday. Because of West Virginia's defense, their ability to turn you over. How will the Kent State guards be able to react right there? Got up to a bad start. Can they take care of the basketball and do what they're supposed to do?
They were really tough defensively against Detroit Mercy, held them under 40% from the field, or excuse me, held them under 30% from the field, about 28.5 shooting. You see their starting 5. Sincere Carey, the Duquesne transfer, has been tremendous for them all season. DJ Johnson and Claron Hornbeek make their second starts consecutively of the year. Nice play inside. The first bucket belongs to Sincere Carey, who's their leading scorer at 15 points per game.
Not only does he average 15, he also averages 5 rebounds and 5 assists. The kid can really hoop.
Bob Huggins doesn't change anything in the starting lineup. Isaiah Cottrell played a season-low 5 minutes against UConn, but he's back in the starting lineup today against Kent State. Whistle and a hold called in the lane, maybe off the ball there. Goes against Claron Hornbeek, the freshman who they had intended to redshirt. Pulled that and gets a big test today. That's something that their head coach Rob Senderoff talked about. We're going to learn a lot about him today in this tough atmosphere. Sean McNeil coming off 16 against UConn. Jalen Bridges. 3 in the corner, fouled, missed it, but Taz Sherman has 3 free throws coming up. Rob Senderoff won't like that. His 11th season, the all-time winningest coach at Kent State. He has fond memories of this building from back in 2011, where he won his first ever game as a head coach here against Bob Huggins and the Mountaineers. Taz Sherman off the mark with the first free throw. He's got 2 more. There's Bob Huggins, picked up win number 908 on Wednesday against UConn. I mean, unbelievable, King. You said it. He's up there on the Mount Rushmore of coaches. He's top 5 all-time in wins, and he will continue to climb this season. Past Bob Knight and Roy Williams this year already. Jim Calhoun, the UConn legend, is up next on the list, and that could potentially happen this year.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's one of the GOATs. When you think of college basketball coaching, and the thing is, I don't think he's going to retire anytime soon. I think he's going to keep going for another 3, 4, 5 years.
Great pass from Santiago. 3 is no good, and it will be off of Kent State. And there's a flop warning issued against Malik Jacobs. So the next one would be a technical foul no matter who it's on the Kent State team. Trying to draw a foul on that three in the corner. West Virginia looking for their first field goal, and there it is, Sherman and McNeil. They are on the board for their first field goal of the game.
Great pass right there. Taz Sherman getting an assist. I think that's one of the areas of his game he doesn't really get recognition for. But Taz Sherman can actually really pass the basketball.
Inside to the corner. Great ball movement around the perimeter. The three is no good, but it goes off of McNeil. So an inbound underneath for the Golden Flashes, who were picked 4th in the MAC preseason poll. Almost backcourt it is. Another turnover on Kent State. West Virginia will take over. We welcome those of you joining us. We are in Morgantown, West Virginia. Kent State against the Mountaineers. A little bit of a slow start offensively alongside King McClure. I'm Chucky Kemp. It's Rob Cinderoff in his 11th season at Kent State. This Golden Flashes team, they've shown the ability at times this year, King, to be pretty elite defensively in their own right. Showed that against Detroit Mercy. McNeil from way downtown. Sean McNeil.
Oh, Sean McNeil right there. This is where I think he becomes special, because he sees one go in. He takes a lot of tough shots, but he sees one go in, and all of a sudden his confidence is sky high. Confidence is already high to begin with, but now it goes sky high, and he's going to look to pull almost every single time.
And that's a really good point, because that's what happened against UConn when he had 13 in the first half.
Sean McNeil feeling like Steph Curry out there. Let it fly, put the arc on the shot. Buckets.
I mean, that was like the perfect splash of the net coming back up through the rim. Sean McNeil, he missed a game late last week against Radford and then returned against UConn. It was a lower back issue, but he came back against UConn, and they were really happy to see him. Another turnover. That's the third already on Kent State.
Yeah, Kent State's going to have to take care of the basketball if they want any chance to win this game. I know their guards are a little bit smaller. Carey and Gio Santiago are smaller guards, but they're really good and they're really effective. So let's see how the pressure of West Virginia will speed them up and see if they can turn them over.
A little full court pressure here from Kent State. There it is. You see West Virginia's defensive numbers. They lead the Big 12 in turnovers forced, over 19 a game. And they have the 3rd best turnover margin in the nation, and that is one that will go the other direction against the Mountaineers. Some substitutions coming in. Gabe Osaboyan, and he gets a nice little ovation. Osaboyan had a rebound late in the win over UConn off of a free throw that allowed the Mountaineers to push the lead to 4 and really secure that win.
Yeah, Gabe Osaboyan is a fan favorite because of how hard he plays every single time he steps on the court. He never takes a play off. Fans really appreciate that.
Well, turnovers back and forth here. It got taken away, but Taz Sherman got swiped as well. 3 in the corner. No good. The shooting struggles here early for Kent State are apparent. Von Cameron Davis, the latest culprit, missing there in the corner. They've had some good looks, though, King. I don't think they could be disappointed. A couple of the threes they've taken have been wide open.
Yeah, they just have to knock them down. I know their guard's a little bit smaller, so they're not used to seeing this length.
It'll stay at this end, 15:22 to play in the first half. We'll be on ESPN2 when we return. Back in Morgantown, West Virginia leading Kent State 6-2. Alongside King McClure, I'm Chucky Kemp. Well, West Virginia forcing a lot of turnovers, King, but you say it's a little bit different than when you were playing against them just a few years ago.
Yeah, when I was playing, it was Javon Carter, Dexter Miles, in your grill, 94 feet, no air. Right now, full court, but right now it's more so in the half court. They're forcing you, they're speeding you up in the half court when you're trying to get into your offense. Completely different than when I was out there.
Another open look for Kent State, but a miss from Davis. They forced some turnovers of their own here early on. It's 4-3 in that category. Kent State has forced 3 Mountaineer turnovers through the first 5 minutes. West Virginia hit a little bit of a slump here offensively as well. They're on a 6-0 run. It's been across 3.5 minutes. McNeil thought about another deep 3. And that is no good either. Sincere Carey running the offense, trying to go inside. Osaboyan got a piece of it. And what a play in the corner to turn it over. And it wasn't Osaboyan, it was Damon Kerrigan, excuse me.
The hustle right here. Ability to steal the ball, not just steal the ball, get the ball and throw it off your defender to save the out of bounds. Great play right there by Kerrigan.
And Damon Kerrigan, a transfer from Florida International, blocked 60 shots there last year, which was second best in Conference USA behind the Western Kentucky star Charles Bassey. Kerrigan had 5 boards against UConn. That was a concern for West Virginia. They've not rebounded the ball tremendously this year, but held their own with UConn, who is one of the best rebounding teams in the country. McNeil doubled. Osaboyan traveled. He took a step before he put her on the ground. Sloppy from both teams here so far, King. Bob Huggins cannot be happy with what they've done offensively.
Yeah, Chucky, I think that's one of the areas where I think West Virginia can really get better. They have to find a true point guard. At times, their offense is so stagnant, and it only runs through Taz and Sean. They need to find a true point guard who can settle them down and get them into their offense.
Kent State's defensive numbers, they're pretty impressive too, averaging holding to opponents under 60 points per game. They force almost 15 turnovers a game. Mentioned their last game against Detroit Mercy held them to 28.5% from the field. The scoring drought over 5 minutes now. Jeremiah Hernandez off balance. That's a nice shot.
Tough shot right there. Ability to get to the lane. However, their offense was above the three-point line for about 10 to 15 seconds there. So West Virginia did their job. That's just a tough 2. You got to live with those long 2s sometimes. Jeremiah Hernandez. Honestly, that type of shot right there, off balance, fade away 2. Not really the shot you want. He hit it, great shot, but you got to tap the guy on the butt. Good shot, keep it moving, because that's great defense.
They needed it. Snapped a scoring drought that had just ticked over 5 minutes. Into the corner, McNeil passed it up. Back to Malik Curry, the Old Dominion transfer. McNeil, hand in his face, rims out. Rebound belongs to Justin Hamilton. Downhill, high off the glass. Hamilton couldn't quite corral it and ends up out of bounds. It belongs to West Virginia. Well, Rob Senderoff's team keeping it close, but it would be hard to be out of this one so far with only 10 combined points scored. Here's Taz Sherman.
You got to swing that one.
Rims out. Gabe Osaboyan will go to the line for 2.
Right here, you got to kick that one, Gabe Osaboyan. Way to get to the free throw line, but Sean McNeil, your shooter, sitting over there to the right. You got to kick that one.
Osaboyan hits. This has been an issue for West Virginia at the free throw line. They shoot just 61% as a team, as you see Paulie Polycap check in. Transfer from DePaul they really like. Osaboyan, just a 31.5% free throw shooter. He hits 1 of 2. Malik Jacobs working on Malik Curry. Jacobs gets into the post but can't put the layup away. Polycap rebounds.
Not a bad take right there by Malik Jacobs. He has to finish. He kind of got caught up and started looking at the big, but it's not a bad take right there.
McNeil to Osaboyan. Again penetrating. Inside. Contact! And an offensive foul is called.
Let's take a look at it. Good drive right here, first and foremost. I think that's the right call. That's a charge. He set his feet, stood in front. Maybe it jumped a little bit, but I think that's the right call. He beat him to the spot, got hit in the chest. It's a charge.
It's Tervel Beck. One of their solid returners from a season ago. Isn't putting up the numbers he put up last year. But they've got some experience that comes off that bench, King, and Beck and Justin Hamilton. Go inside. It's a man up, and the foul called on Polycap. Good move there by Malik Jacobs. And a slow start offensively. West Virginia leading Kent State by 3. Take you back in time to Wednesday. West Virginia with a big game against UConn, King, and the way they played, especially in the first half offensively between Taz Sherman and Sean McNeil, was really impressive.
Yeah, I was so impressed with Taz Sherman and Sean McNeil's ability to make tough shots. Not take them, but make tough shots. The only question is what happens when they're not hitting, when they're not able to make those tough shots. Who can step up and be the third option? I think they have a few guys that can do it, but who will be that third option for this team when those two guys are off?
2 for 2 at the line from Malik Jacobs, the redshirt junior from Wilmington, North Carolina, and Kent State cuts the lead to 1. Here's the full court pressure. They've already forced 5 West Virginia turnovers in this game. Here's Malik Curry, guy who Bob Huggins said he's really happy with how he's played so far at the point guard position off the bench. He was Old Dominion's leading scorer the last 2 seasons. To your point, King, you would think Curry, Jalen Bridges, one of those 2 guys maybe could be that guy that you're talking about.
Yeah, I really like Malik Curry. I did a few of his games last year at Old Dominion. I really think he has the talent to be that third guy. More so for Malik Curry, I think he has the ability to be a true point guard that this team needs. Calm the team down, get them into their set, get them to their offense. I think he can do that.
6 West Virginia turnovers in the first 8.5 minutes of this game. Hamilton sets the screen, trying to go inside. Good recovery there from Tervel Beck, who's fouled and will go to the line for 2. That goes against Polycap. That's his 2nd foul already. Polycap coming off the bench for Bob Huggins, but says he's probably been their best post here early in the season. He's coming off a season-high 19 minutes against UConn. The first free throw from Beck is good, and a couple subs, Cottrell and Kobe Johnson come on. Taz Sherman will get a rest once, something he did not get on Wednesday. Played all 40 minutes, him and Sean McNeil. That tells you how important they are to this West Virginia team. A rebound by Hamilton, and an open 3 is no good. Another good look, Cam. These might come back to haunt them. They're 0 for 5 from 3, and I can't remember one that was guarded yet.
Yeah, Chucky, that's just unacceptable. Cottrell comes into the game, and on a free throw line, on a free throw, you do not box out. That's the #1 rule. You must box out and make sure that the guy that's next to you cannot get the ball. You come into the game, give up an offensive rebound immediately. That's unacceptable. It's those little plays right there that can cost you ball games.
McNeil on the left wing. Tough shot for McNeil on the baseline.
He just makes tough shots. He takes them, but he makes them at a very high rate. And the guy can really play. He's very talented. He can score at all 3 levels, but loves the mid-range jumper. Loves contested shots too. Honestly, I think he shoots more contested shots than he does uncontested shots.
Carey dancing, can't get the rolls. A good move though to get into the lane for Sincere Carey. West Virginia will go quickly. Cottrell with the screen. McNeil steps back. Oh, he may have had a look there. Instead, waits for this one. Long range again for McNeil. And offensive rebound. Great save. That's Jalen Bridges on the save down on the baseline. A whistle comes. A great hustle from Jalen Bridges to keep that play alive. Tuesday night, just one college basketball game on ESPN. Should be a great one. Jaden Shackelford leads the balanced attack for #9 Alabama against Penny Hardaway's Memphis Tigers. Coverage starts at 9 Eastern. Like everything else, available on the ESPN app. One app, one tap. We have seen some great early season matchups, King, and I know one me and you have been keeping our eye on today in Waco, Baylor, and Villanova matching up. Top 10 matchup for the Baylor Bears, who are playing great right now and look like they could bolster the Big 12's impressive week with another win.
Yeah, they're definitely playing arguably the best basketball in America right now. I think they were up by like 15 last time I checked. They're absolutely dominating Villanova. They're hot, and they're really good. It looks different than it did last year, but they're a really good team this year.
Great to see Dick Vitale on scene as well, calling that game with John Sciambi. It's 4-minute scoring drought right now for Kent State. Cottrell with a little bump there. They go into the post now, spinning. Good move right there from Justin Hamilton. That snaps that scoring drought and ties things up at 9.
Justin Hamilton is Kent State's best big. I don't know why he's not starting, but he is their best big. He produces game in, game out, does what he's supposed to do, gives them versatility.
Travel called, goes against Malik Curry. You can tell he's trying to create some things offensively, but how about Justin Hamilton?
Justin Hamilton down low, he can do this. He can get down low, make a post move, can rebound at a high rate. Very good player, 6'11", good athleticism. I really like this big, and I think he should definitely play more for this Kent State team.
Made 21 starts last year, and he started the first 7 games of this season, but he's come off the bench for the last 2, still playing well. Downhill, Carey takes a long stride. He does get the roll this time. He's just crafty. He's, not really that tremendous speed, but he just knows how to make plays.
Yeah, like you said, very, very crafty. He's small too, 6'1", only very, very short, but the guy can really get to his spots, and understands his game, understands angles. The kid can really play.
Come on, you're calling me short? I'm like 6 foot ½ inch. You're calling me very short? Oh my goodness. That's tough. That's tough. Offensive rebound, no, and it's poked out. It belongs with West Virginia. And the Mountaineers have to find something offensively. Neither team tremendous scoring the basketball, but West Virginia down 2. It's 318 wins at West Virginia. He's one of 2 coaches with 300 plus at 2 different schools. The other's Roy Williams, who had 400 at UNC and Kansas, 908 in his career. You see what he's done against the top 25, the NCAA tournament appearances. He is an absolute winner, has found ways to do it with countless different players. But the one thing always stays the same, it seems, King. Like you said, it's not press Virginia, but there's still always that underlying identity that Bob Huggins injects into his teams.
Yeah, you know, every time you play West Virginia, they're going to be tough. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a grind. And you're going to have to play a whole 40-minute game because they're not going to give up. They're not going to quit. They're relentless. So every time you play West Virginia, you must bring your A game. I don't think I had that much success against them, but it's okay.
You would not be the only one. And Taz Sherman with a really nice crossover. They need him to get going as they tie it up at 11 apiece.
I mean, honestly, the more I think about it, I really only think I might have beat them like twice in my whole career. Wow.
Wow. Oh, great feed. Carey hands to Justin Hamilton, who's been a nice spark off the bench for them. He's got 4 now and 3 rebounds to go with it. And Hamilton with a steal behind the back gives it to Carey. Here they come in transition. 3-ball in the corner. No. Hamilton kept it alive, though. The rebound goes to DJ Johnson, and they'll reset things with Sincere Carey. Offensive foul, though, on Hamilton.
Right here, great drive. Way to draw 2 by Sincere Carey. The opposite man must slide over to make the dunk pass not happen, Doug King. Great pass by Sincere Carey, though, and great finish by Justin Hamilton.
He is a problem at 6'11", 210 pounds. Nice, really nice athlete, an experienced player in Justin Hamilton. And then Sincere Carey coming over from Duquesne has been everything for them so far. And he picks up the foul trying to deny Taz Sherman the ball. West Virginia in the 1-1 already. Taz Sherman, one of their better free throw shooters, hits that one. They're the worst free throw shooting team in the Big 12. On the other side, Kent State is the best free throw shooting team in all of the country. Taz 1 for 2. Here's that full court pressure off the missed free throw. Kent State did a nice job to break that, and they get a foul as well. I think this will go against Osaboyan. I mean, Kent State, King, they've sucked some of the atmosphere out of this place right now.
Yeah, because their guards are good. They have 3 guards who all average over double figures. Sincere Carey's their leader and averages 5 rebounds and 5 assists to go along with 15 points. They're older, they're mature. These guys can hoop. Don't get it twisted. This game is not going to be a blowout.
Go inside the miss from Hornbeak, who's back on the floor for Hamilton. Taz Sherman open for 3, and he rattles it home. West Virginia back in front.
Good shot. That guy right there has to get going. He's kind of been quiet, but if he can get going, it might be ugly for them. Good 3 right here with the jab step, cross, rise up. Good bucket right there from Taz Sherman.
Just his 2nd field goal attempt. He's been to the free throw line 5 times. But you kind of said it, Taz has been a little bit quiet, and that's exactly how Kent State wants this thing to go. Coast to coast. There's Carey right there. Kedrian Johnson and Damon Kerrigan back in. Taz Sherman short on the 3-pointer, and here they go. Giovanni Santiago out to Carey. who lost it but gets a friendly roll over to his teammate. Good back cut and a reverse layup for Santiago. His first bucket.
That was great patience right there. Great decision by Carey. Realized he didn't have the numbers, kicked it out. They got what they wanted on the backdoor cut. Great decision by Carey.
Kent State up 2. Pass got lobbed. Taz Sherman almost open there for a second. Gets inside, blocked, but sticks with it. And Taz Sherman gets the bucket. Taz starting to get going now. He has 9 points here in the first half.
Oh, good
Von
move.
Cameron Davis stays with it and hits the layup.
Right now, Kent State is just attacking. No fear of this defense, just being aggressive. You can tell that was a point of emphasis in the scouting report. The more scared you are, West Virginia smells it. If you attack, then good things will happen.
Open 3, rims out, and the rebound belongs to Justin Hamilton, who got a very short break on the Kent State bench. Carey, mid-range, rolls off. Rebound goes to Kedrian Johnson. Little tempo here from West Virginia. Johnson steps through. Great body control and finish from the senior Kedrian Johnson. Santiago in trouble. Almost threw it away, but it was tipped, and now a 5-on-4. Bridges recovered. Santiago fades away. And Hamilton just battling as West Virginia corrals it. But Justin Hamilton is a warrior on the glass so far. Bridges for 3.
Great finishes on both sides. Santiago with the backdoor cut, and on the other side, Kedrian Johnson with the body control and the toughness. Was it an and one? No, but good finish.
There's your AP Top 10 King. This is probably going to look a lot different in a couple days, or tomorrow, I guess, because 4 of these top 10 teams lost this week. Purdue, Villanova is about to lose to Baylor right now. Texas lost to Seton Hall, and Kentucky lost to Notre Dame yesterday. Big shakeups coming, and most likely Baylor is going to move into that top spot.
Yeah, Purdue has been looking a little shaky. I mean, they lost to a Rutgers team, and then they went to overtime with NC State. And what's going on with Purdue? Looking a little shaky right now.
He does not look shaky. There's a violation against West Virginia. Bob Huggins not happy with what he's seen so far. Iowa State, out of the Big 12, who I think has to be the biggest turnaround in college basketball this year after they won 2 games all of last season, have started 10-0. They've got big-time wins on their resume. They really should coast to 13-0, 12-0, 13-0 before they see what will be #1 Baylor on New Year's Day. Unfortunately, we get to call that game, but Iowa State, my goodness, they have been tremendous. The Big 12 Conference looking as good as ever this year. Sincere Carey just misses, and West Virginia controls it.
Chucky, it's because they actually play defense this year. They actually compete on both sides of the floor. Not West Virginia, but the Iowa State team that I'm used to playing against was all offense. When you look at Monte Morris, look at Joyce Niang, those guys, all they cared about was offense, and that's how they were coached. They didn't care about the defensive side, but now you see the tough 3 right there. Now those guys compete, and they're good, and they're playing great basketball.
Taz Sherman starting to play some pretty good basketball here in this first half as well. He has 12 points to pace West Virginia. He has been everything for them offensively. Here's Beck getting downhill, deep in the post. That's going to be a double dribble. Oh, did they just call a jump ball?
A jump ball.
And it belongs to West Virginia, but So I guess in the end, it's the same result, although West Virginia loses the possession arrow. But that looked to me like it was a double dribble.
A double dribble or a block, but it was not a jump ball.
West Virginia up 3, 90 seconds to play here in the first half. McNeil in the post. They left Taz Sherman for just a second. That is dangerous, but they got away with it. Giovanni Santiago going the other direction.
Good pass.
Corner three open, and man, they have not hit on open threes in this game, King. They are 0 for 6 in the game from 3.
Yeah, if they would have hit. Oh, that's not a good foul right there. You can't foul right there.
And Beck did not like the call. I don't think Rob Senderoff did either, but McNeil gets 3 free throws.
Let's see if he hit him. Yeah, you got to let him land. He did not let him land, walked under him. It's a clear foul. Have to be smarter than that, especially when you're on the road at West Virginia. Can't make plays like that.
Friday bowl season begins in the Bahamas with Middle Tennessee taking on Toledo at noon Eastern on ESPN. Lucky Steve Levy on the call once again. And at 6 Eastern on ESPN2, NIU squares off against the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers at Camping World Stadium in Orlando. Both games available on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. One app, one tap. And McNeil misses both of the first 2 free throws. They are 3 for 11 at the free throw line as a team in this game. It was an issue against UConn. Mentioned it earlier, they're shooting just 61% as a team from the stripe.
Yeah, that's definitely an area you got to clean up before you get into conference play. You won't beat any really good teams shooting that low of a percentage, because in the Big 12, every game is a battle no matter where you go. All these games are so close, and they come down to the most minor things. And if you're 3 for 11 and you lose by 2, not acceptable, not good enough.
Thought about the 3, got Bridges in the air and stripped away for a moment. Open look, Sincere Carey. Can they knock one down? Yes, they can. Sincere Carey, who shoots it at a 38% clip from beyond the arc, finally hits the first triple for the Golden Flashes. Timeout on the floor, West Virginia. Bob Huggins wants to talk about it. West Virginia up 1. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Kent State, King, hanging in there. Sincere Carey with a nice 3 on the other end. They have not shot it well from long distance, but that was a big shot. They've played good defense. They have forced 9 West Virginia turnovers in this game. They're +3 in the turnover margin. That has not happened to West Virginia this year.
Yeah, I can imagine what the halftime speech would be like for Bob Huggins. He will not be happy because his team has not played anywhere up to the caliber that they can do, especially when they played against UConn. You can't play against UConn and have energy and play your best games and play against Kent State and have a letdown. You have to be consistent as a team.
Bridges working in the post. Back cut by Taz Sherman. Out to McNeil. 6 to shoot. McNeil, tough shot in the corner. Wow, almost behind the backboard angle right there. Last shot will belong to Kent State, and there's a foul on the floor. That's going to send Sincere Carey to the line in the 1-and-1. The foul whistled against Johnson. Hakeem Odesipe comes in for Tervel back here at the end with just 5 seconds to go, but Sincere Carey can cut into this lead before halftime.
And that's just one of those fouls, Chucky, that just coaches, that drive coaches crazy. I mean, 5 seconds left, and you send the guy to the line up 3. You kind of have some momentum. Good thing he missed it, but that drives coaches crazy, those type of fouls.
McNeil from beyond midcourt and just off the mark from long distance as West Virginia holds a 3-point lead at halftime. And Taz Sherman has done a tremendous job for the Mountaineers. 12 points and 3 rebounds for him here in the first half. Let's go to the studio with Zubin, Seth, and Sean.
Chucky,
welcome back. West Virginia leading Kent State 25-22 here at halftime on ESPN2. Alongside King McClure, the former Baylor guard, I'm Chucky Kemp. King, it's been Sean McNeil and Taz Sherman in the first half doing everything offensively. What's the message from Bob Huggins at halftime to the Mountaineers?
It's simple, Chucky. You came out flat the first half. Do not let this happen again, because this is a game that you cannot lose if you're West Virginia, especially going into conference play. The name of the game has been turnovers on both sides of the floor. And this is shocking to say, but Kent State has actually turned West Virginia over more than West Virginia has turned over Kent State. They're winning the turnover battle 9-6. That right there, you don't say too much, Chucky, but I've been impressed with Kent State's defense.
Well, it has not happened all year long. West Virginia in every game so far this season, even the loss to Marquette, won the turnover battle, but you said it's 6-9 in the favor of the Golden Flashes, and you see the numbers here. West Virginia shooting it a little bit better from the field. Kent State, there's a number that stands out, 2 really. They've missed 6 threes on 7 attempts, and they have won the paint battle 14-4. They've had open looks, King, though, and I think they have to be happy with some of those looks. It's just a matter of knocking some of those down in the second half.
Yeah, 14-4 paint points right there. You never, ever say that when you're playing against the West Virginia team, just because of the way they run their offense. They love to get the ball on the block. They love to post up. They love to get things towards the rim. So you rarely be able to say that. But Bob Huggins, I know he preached that they have to come out with energy and intensity this half and step up, because this is not a loss you can take.
Kent State starts with the basketball. Justin Hamilton does start in the second half for the Golden Flashes.
Oh, that's a great pass.
Open look, took his time and knocks it down. Big shot there from the redshirt junior DJ Johnson, the Rhode Island transfer. They needed that one to go, and they've tied it quickly at 25. Bridges at the elbow. McNeil and Sherman had 22 of West Virginia's 25 points in the first half, and Sherman hits the turnaround in the lane. He's tough. I mean, there's really, I don't know what else to say. He is just hard-nosed, get it done.
Yeah, he's an elite bucket getter, but here's my concern, Chucky. 2 guys had 22 out of your 25 points. Where is the other scoring going to come from? In conference play, they're going to key in on these guys. You're playing against high-level teams, game in, game out. You must find a third option. If you don't, you really have no chance.
Sherman going the other direction on the loose ball, got it knocked away. Now finally to McNeil, extra pass, Bridges, got it! That could be one of the guys. Jalen Bridges averages 8 a game. Count the bucket inside, though. Back at it, Justin Hamilton. He's got 6 points now off the bench, 5 rebounds to go with it. Sini Njai with the foul.
Look, Justin Hamilton just gets it done. Great spin move right there to the left hand. This kid right here is good, needs to be the focal big for this Kent State team, because he can hoop and he can compete at a high level.
Can really move. 6 points off the bench today. He leads them in blocks this season. Had a good year last year, making 21 starts, averaged 9 and 7. And almost a rebound off the free throw miss. It will stay at this end. That is the second time now, King, they've either rebounded it or just got the ball for going out of bounds off a free throw.
Yeah, I said it earlier. Those are the small things, Chucky, that cost you ball games. Look at the last game when Gabe Osabuohien got that offensive rebound off of the free throw. They won the game as a result of that. Things like that cost you ball games. West Virginia has to clean it up.
And those are usually spots, the hustle plays, where West Virginia does win. Sincere Carey got a good look in the mid-range, but Bridges rebounds. Here's Sherman. McNeil in the corner, Osabuohien cutting through, nothing. Bridges hit the last 3. Now here goes Taz, step back and it's ripped away. Turnover, Malik Jacobs took it, hands it off, jump stop, and it is blocked at the other end. West Virginia taking it the other direction. McNeil, oh, the crossover. McNeil can't make it. Santiago rebounds. Full court pass. Strong take. Hamilton poking. Offensive rebound. Justin Hamilton off the Jacobs miss.
Man, so much just happened right there. But I got to say, Jalen Bridges made one heck of a play on defense on a 2-on-1. His ability to get that stop, that was a great play. And Sean McNeil, I don't know if I like that drive because you didn't have the numbers, the 1-on-3. But so much just happened right there.
Here's Sherman back with it. West Virginia up just 1. Taz, that was a really good defense and a missed shot. It's underneath and poked away. That belongs to Kent State. I think that actually went off carry, and the West Virginia bench reacted as if they would agree with that.
Oh, that right there looked like it went off carry. Let's take a look at it.
He kind of reaches from the ground here.
Yeah,
it's
that
hard to
definitely
tell.
went off carry. Yeah, that's off carry. He tipped the ball out. Hey, they got it right.
So West Virginia with 20 on the shot clock. Into Sherman, right back to the inbounder. Wraparound feed and a foul called. It was Kedrian Johnson who was fouled. That's a good look from him, falling down. And they'll inbound again underneath the basket.
Take a look at this foul. Way to get the ball right back. Good awareness. Tried to avoid the trap.
The lead back to 3. Carey. Screen from Davis. Von Cameron Davis hasn't hit one yet and missed that one as well. He's just 4 for 15 for the season. He's missed 3 today, and a foul called on the shot. They got Sincere Carey. That's his second foul. That sends Taz Sherman to the free throw line. Just 2 for 5 at the stripe today, but he does have 16 points to lead the way, and he hits the first. Bob Huggins read an article recently about Taz Sherman and him coming back to West Virginia. I mean, they lost so much, King. Lost Derek Culver. Lost Emmett Matthews, Miles McBride, Oscar Shebue left for Kentucky in the middle of last season, and Bob Huggins said the conversation with Taz Sherman, he didn't really say much. He just said, look, you come back and you have a chance to have a heck of a year and you can be the guy. And Taz Sherman is the guy for West Virginia.
He 110% is that guy. But as a hooper, you can tell if somebody is really an elite scorer by the type of buckets that they get. And every bucket that Taz Sherman gets is a hard bucket, is a contested shot. He is an elite bucket getter. And a lot of times, you know, guys take the one dribble, they're able to knock down open threes. But this guy right here can get it and fill it up in a various amount of ways.
Tough defense, 5 to shoot. Carey steps back. 2 to shoot. Carey, nice move. Teardrop. Oh, what a move from Sincere Carey.
The behind the back into the floater. That was pretty right there.
Pauly scanning. Here's McNeil. 8 to shoot for Sean McNeil. Crosses over. 2 to shoot. Cottrell contested. Oh, what a shot! Isaiah Cottrell from 3.
Man, he prayed for that one. God answered his prayers right there. Sincere carry, trying to carry the Kent State team to a victory on the other end. Oh my goodness, God answered his prayers on this shot. Isaiah Cottrell.
In Morgantown, the WVU Coliseum, Taz Sherman and Sean McNeil. And King, you really could have copy and pasted this graphic from Wednesday's win over UConn, because they've done everything tonight for West Virginia. 29 of their 38 points. Taz Sherman leads the way with 19. Big block from behind right there by Polycap. It's saved in. Cottrell controls it. And here comes West Virginia. Potential danger zone here for Kent State.
Yeah, this is a danger zone. You must get stops, and you must take your time on the offensive end. No turnovers. But right here, yeah, you're getting into that danger zone.
Cottrell straight away into Polycap. Gets good positioning. It rims out, and it's off of Kent State. A number of their players fighting for it, but couldn't grab it.
Polycap picking up where he left off last game against West Virginia. Great block, has great instincts, great timing. Really good shot blocker.
One of 5 players for West Virginia who are still playing college basketball thanks to the extra COVID year granted by the NCAA. Malik Curry with the basketball, another one of the Old Dominion transfer. Curry, he is shifty. I mean, he can get his own shot. Here's Taz, you know what he can do, and Taz Sherman again. He loves the mid-range. It connects.
Right there, great setup by the pump fake. The pump fake allowed his defender to get in the air. Good one-dribble pull-up, smart play right there.
Sincere carry right back at you from the mid-range. He's shown that shot a couple times tonight. He can find his spot. The lead back to 7. Carey's got 13. Turnover out in front. Santiago blocked off the glass, and it rebounded by McNeil. No goaltending. A great hustle. It's Polycap again.
Santiago has to know that Polycap is coming. You have to see that as a guard and have to get creative in your finish. Can't just put it up there for Polycap to do whatever he wants with it. Right now, you have to be better than this. You need these buckets, especially when you're in the danger zone. You see the guy running, hit him with the reverse, get creative, but right here, that's just too easy. Putting it, might as well just laid it out there for Polycap.
Almost slowed down a little bit, like he saw him coming, and it slowed him down a little bit and allowed Polycap to close the gap. Curry, Cottrell. That one is no good. Rebound ran down by Justin Hamilton. Here's Carey, just looks so confident on the ball. Off a screen, spinning, kicks it out. Beck for 3, short, and rebound Polycap. Trying to feed it into Polycap, guarded though. Cottrell up, rebound belongs to Jeremiah Hernandez. Kent State looking for a bucket though. Hernandez wide open, there was a miscommunication, got away with it. Hamilton can't make it, and the fourth try of the possession from Malik Jacobs goes.
Right there, that was just mano-y-mano, man-on-man. You versus me, I'm out tough, you get the ball and get a bucket. That's not what you see out of a typical West Virginia team.
They needed that bucket there from Malik Jacobs, who averages 14 a game, but he has just 4 tonight. Rob Senderoff calls him the heart and soul of this team. Malik Curry looking for his first bucket. No. Hamilton rebounds. He's got 10 boards on the day. Here comes Kent State. Great feed for Carey. Inside, finished by Malik Jacobs.
That was a great pass in transition. Great find by Carey. Ability to thread the needle right there. That was a great find.
Quick 6-0 run for Kent State and a scoring drought for West Virginia of about 2 minutes and 45 seconds right now. Here's Sherman, the stopper. inside, contact. Taz almost had it, but will go to the line for two. Ball game here in Morgantown, West Virginia, up 3. Kent State and Rob Senderoff have enjoyed success in this building back in November of 2011. Rob Senderoff's first game as head coach of Kent State, and they knocked off the Mountaineers 70-60 in that game. He said it was a great moment for their program. He is now, 11 years later, the winningest coach in program history at Kent State. He just signed a contract extension through the summer of the 25-26 season, and what a moment it was for them back in 2015. And Rob Senderoff told us at the end of our call, after we were done kind of asking questions, he said, I just want to say this. I have such a respect for Bob Huggins and what he's done at this program and throughout his career and the wins that he's gathered at multiple schools, and said he's so thankful and appreciative that they would think highly enough of their program at Kent State to bring them back to this building to play them again. And a lot of respect for Coach Huggins, and rightfully so they would bring him back here. And he kind of mentioned, he said, he probably wants to get this one pretty bad after what happened.
Yeah, it's just crazy the amount of admiration that he really showed for Coach Huggins, because he didn't have to say that. We didn't ask a question or anything. He stopped us and told us that about how much he admires Coach Huggins and what he's done with this program. So great respect and much due respect.
Hamilton almost lost it trying to keep it alive and bats it back court, and it will be a backcourt violation against Kent State. That is their 8th turnover of the game. They are still +3 in that category today. They'll have to deal with some serious pressure from the Mountaineers down the stretch, though. I mean, we saw it in the UConn game, King, as well. West Virginia really amped up the pressure in that game. They switched some of their defenses, played a little 1-3-1. Bob Huggins threw everything he had at the Huskies, and the Mountaineers came out successful. Kerrigan, a little bit of a mistimed cut there on the pass from Osaboyan. Curry's three is no good, and the ball will stay at this end. West Virginia basketball. Curry inbounding underneath. Sherman mid-range fader, loves that shot. That's the same result we see almost every time he takes it. Taz Sherman has 23.
It's such a tough shot. West Virginia loves getting Taz Sherman on the curl on the underneath out of bounds.
3 straight games with at least 23 points for Taz Sherman. Had 27 against Radford last week, 23 against UConn, and already 23 in this one. Here comes Taz again, up 5. No-look feed, Kerrigan off the glass, and you talked about it early in this game, King. He can pass it too.
Yeah, not only is he a scorer, but my man has vision. Right there, that's a tough pass to make. Running Kerrigan, great dime, way to lead him. Great fast break right here. Taz Sherman putting on his goggles. Good find. Taz Sherman can do it all.
Tigers, they've won 9 straight, then it's UAB battling number 13 BYU, and at 7:30 Logan Bonner and wide receiver Devin Tompkins lead Utah State against Oregon State in the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl presented by Stiefel. It truly is the most wonderful time of the year. Bowl season about to get underway, but basketball in full swing as well as the miss from Santiago, who's one of their best three-point shooters. Sherman, oh my goodness, to Kerrigan. How did he even get it there?
Yeah, I don't know how he saw that one. That's a very, very tough pass.
Taz Sherman, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists in the game, and the lead has been pushed to 9. It's a 6-0 run over the last minute and 15 seconds for West Virginia. Santiago blocked away. Kerrigan got a piece of that one. McNeil comes away with it. Back to Malik Curry directing traffic. Under 9 to play here in Morgantown. West Virginia looking for their 6th straight win of the season. Osaboyan into Taz in the mid-range, 6 to shoot. They double Taz Sherman, fades away from it, and the rebound goes to Hamilton, who's gathered 11 of those tonight. Bounce pass kicked by Osaboyan. Probably a good decision there. It was a wide open Malik Jacobs.
Let's take a look at how Taz Sherman saw this. Oh, the ability to locate the opposite man, not really having a window, but getting creative with his passing. A very underrated skill that he has.
Quick break for Taz Sherman. Bob Huggins trying to give him a little bit of a rest. They'll get a break here over the next 5-6 days. They don't play until next Saturday against UABs. Another turnover. Curry in transition. Strong take to the rack. Malik Curry. That's his first bucket of the game. Comes at a really nice moment to push the lead to 11. It's an 8-0 run for West Virginia and a timeout on the floor.
Malik Curry getting the steal on one end, going through contact on the other. Good finish right there, Malik Curry.
One start this season, looking for their 6th straight win. And they've started to pull away here over the last 2.5 minutes. An 8-0 run. Kent State has to find a way to put the brakes on this thing quickly, King. But West Virginia, over the last few minutes, been really impressive. It's probably been their best stretch of the game.
Yeah, this is time for Kent State to really try to make that push. Sensei Carey needs to be able to get his teammates better, find people for open looks, kind of like he did right there. But it's the time. Without Taz Sherman on the court, can Kent State make a run?
Inside, Hamilton has it ripped away, and it's gathered by Polycap. West Virginia was relentless right there, and a technical foul. Rob Senderoff is livid on the sideline. He might have thought it might have been the Santiago drive on the baseline. Might have been where he was really upset. It looked like he might have been bumped on his drive where he kicked it to Hamilton. That'll get the crowd into it, and was he tossed? He might have been tossed. He was. So Rob Senderoff's day ends early as McNeil hits his first technical free throw at the line. Aaron Foose, in his 3rd year as the associate head coach, and then a couple former Kent State players, Julian Sullinger and Randall Holt, round out Senderoff's staff that will have to finish this game off on the sideline.
Take a look at this. Yeah, that was a foul right there. It's clearly a foul. I mean, I see the frustration. It was a foul right there.
Well, they'll have to go the rest of it without him. And it's West Virginia basketball, their largest lead of the game at 15 points as they try to close this thing out with a really nice stretch. A 12-0 run in under 3 minutes. Here's Malik Curry. Inside, Polycap got his defender up, and a rebound goes to DJ Johnson. Kent State needs buckets, though. Kicks it out, low pass.
Gotta swing it.
And I think Carey was waiting on it. Contested 3 from Sincere Carey. Sticks between the backboard and rim and falls off. Osaboyan at the free throw line. Extra pass to Curry from McNeil. 10 to shoot. Curry for 3. Way off the mark for Malik Curry, who doesn't shoot a ton of threes. This one's got to go. Sincere carry open, and he misses. Scoring drought of more than 5 minutes now for Kent State. No Taz Sherman on the floor right now for West Virginia. McNeil is out there. Curry, good take. Osabuoyen flies in for an offensive rebound. He's going to work on Hamilton in the post. Another offensive rebound for Osabuoyen. They did reset the shot clock there to 20. McNeil glides in and just slithers through the defense. Nice finish from Sean McNeil.
That was a great kick out by Gabe Osabuoyen. Smart play, not trying to force anything, going back up, kicked it out, got what they wanted on the perimeter.
Rolls off, Hamilton couldn't put it back in, chasing it, and Polycap is out of bounds on the rebound.
Look at the hustle here. You're up by 17, doesn't matter, still putting your body on the line, making winning plays. Paul Polycap is what he does.
Fits right into this West Virginia style of play with plays like that. It's a 14-0 run, and it's a 6-minute scoring drought for Kent State. Carey working with Hamilton. It's an offensive foul. Cottrell was waiting on it. The 11th turnover on Kent State.
Great help defense. It was Cottrell's tag off the opposite side. Being able to stand there, put your body in front, sacrifice your body for the team. Great charge going the other way.
Kent State hung around in this game really until about the last 5 minutes, and this 14-0 run. West Virginia, we had talked about it a little bit. They amped things up against UConn down the stretch to put the Huskies, well, they kind of had to bounce back against UConn, but did so and did it with pressure. Inside, Johnson, Okonkwo, who rises up and his shot is short. That's James Okonkwo, who's a freshman from England. They were gonna redshirt him, but pulled it off as nice drive inside from Malik Jacobs. Okonkwo made his debut against Radford with about 5 minutes. Didn't play against UConn, but will not be redshirting him this year, it does not appear. Pass a little too hot from Sherman. Washington Gonzaga tonight at 5 Eastern on ESPN. So many good college basketball matchups. The Baylor Bears taking down Villanova in Waco today, and did so in convincing fashion, King. I think we both had an eye on that one until the end, but the Baylor Bears with a super impressive win over a really solid, well-coached, disciplined Villanova team.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Villanova was easily a top 3 team, but Baylor just absolutely destroyed them today, and it's because of their defense. Their defense is phenomenal. Once again, they deserve the #1 ranking coming up this year. It's coming up this week.
Showed the AP top 10 poll earlier in this game as Sherman's fouled on the 3-point attempt. It'll be a big shakeup in the top 10. This West Virginia team, they're starting to climb into top 25 contention. A little bit of a controversial win, King, but that's the way it goes in college basketball.
Look, that was definitely a goal
Kelvin Sampson that.
Yeah, that was definitely a goaltend, Chucky. I don't care what anybody say. Was he going to make? Was he going to make the shot? No, but that was a goaltend.
Taz Sherman hits the first free throw. Big day for him. 24 points. Third straight with 23 or more. And he can build on that here down the stretch. A reminder, Rob Senderoff, the head coach for Kent State, thrown out of this game just a few minutes ago definitely was frustrated, and I think you mentioned had reason to be, but also there are those moments where coaches are kind of like, I got to do something to get some energy back in the building. West Virginia was on that run, and I'm not sure you want to give 3 points away, but it did not work if that was possibly the mission. Hamilton challenges Polycap, who doesn't like the foul call. Justin Hamilton will go to the free throw line, a chance for him to pick up a double-double if he can hit both.
Polycap doing what he does, contesting everything right there. I think that was all ball. I'm going to say that was a block. Yeah, I'm going to say that was a block, but he contests everything, and he provides a different level of intensity down low for this West Virginia team that they really haven't had this year.
Refs always say when they come down, that's what, that's like I feel like the whistle comes a lot when you see it come down, but I think you're right. There's a lot of ball, but for Justin Hamilton, that's his 5th game of the season in double figures, and he just picked up a double-double as well. 10 points, 12 rebounds off the bench. He's really a starter that comes off the bench because he plays the minutes of a starter. Started last year for Kent State, really experienced, and has shown he's pretty talented. Too high from Cottrell, looking for Polycap. Sincere carry in the corner. Tough pass, nice catch, but he was on the line. Malik Jacobs. Now, Week 14 Monday Night Football matchup. It's a big one in the NFC West. Matt Stafford and the Rams, they're 2 games behind Kyler Murray and the 10-2 Cardinals. This could decide the division. Certainly could make it a whole lot tighter. 8 Eastern on ESPN, ABC, ESPN Deportes, ESPN Plus, and the ESPN app. Our coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6 Eastern. Big day of college football ahead. Bowl game's going to be starting all across our ESPN family of networks. Conference play for basketball on its way. A little sloppy here down the stretch from West Virginia. Open 3 for Carey, and he hits it. So the lead is cut back to 12 with just under 3 minutes to go. Kent State's still a long way to go, but West Virginia is cooperating to an extent.
Yeah, West Virginia, if they're going to win this game, that's good and all, but they must clean up the turnovers for next game, because as you get into conference play, turnovers will not lead to victories.
We know how good some of the Big 12 defenses are. Saw Fran Fraschilla tweet today about 7 of the Big 12 teams, I think, in the top 30 of the KenPom defensive efficiency rankings. West Virginia picked to tie for 5th in the Big 12 preseason poll this year. They were tied with Oklahoma State. The big one in that, King, that I think I'm pretty confident will not come true was Iowa State was picked last. I don't think they're going to finish last in the Big 12, and if they do, the Big 12 might send 10 teams to the NCAA tournament. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's no way these guys are finishing last.
Good move from Taz Sherman inside. Oklahoma State, that's one team that's been a little bit of a surprise from a standpoint. They've struggled a little bit early on. But almost everybody, it feels like they've gotten better. We were kind of talking before we came on the air today about the week that the Big 12's had, and it was capped today with Baylor's win over Villanova. But West Virginia gets the win over UConn, who was number 15. Texas Tech beat number 13 Tennessee. Iowa State over Iowa. Oklahoma beat number 12 Arkansas by 22. Then you look at TCU, who beat Texas A&M and Utah this week. Those are both pretty solid teams. The Big 12 had a really nice week. Big 12 now on ESPN Plus. Must have for Big 12 fans if you want to see this tremendous conference. Over 180 men's and women's college basketball games throughout the season, including Oregon at Kansas State on the women's side, 7:30 Eastern on Saturday. If you're a Big 12 fan, you got to have it. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com/Big 12 now. Sean McNeil open for 3. Got it. And that is a huge shot, puts him up 16. And that really hurts Kent State's chances here down the stretch.
Chucky, to your point earlier, I just think that speaks to the Big 12 and how it's probably one of the most underrated conferences. I think it's the best conference every single year, and people love to give it to other conferences like the Big 10 and the SEC, but I think the Big 12 has consistently been the best conference every single year, from top to bottom.
I think the last 2 years, too, when you look at it, you know, it used to be Kansas always that really top team, and then who were the other couple that would step up? But I think you look at the last couple of years, Baylor, Kansas, Texas, West Virginia last year. I mean, we were talking at points in the season that there were 4, 5 teams who you would not be surprised to see in an Elite Eight in a Final Four down the stretch in a single conference. I mean, to your point, it really is incredible as Santiago hits the 3 in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, we're constantly bringing in 7 teams in the tournament every single year. That's a deep conference from top to bottom. Even if you look at the teams that don't make the conference, they're right there on the cusp majority of the time.
These are the teams in the top 25 right now. Baylor leads the way at 2. You talked about that, and they should be #1 come tomorrow. Texas lost to Seton Hall this week, but they'll stay in the top 15 most likely. #8 Kansas just destroyed Missouri yesterday, and then Iowa State #17. There's a couple other teams in there receiving votes. Oklahoma in the low 30s as far as where they would come in the rankings, and then Texas Tech as well, who beat a ranked Tennessee this week. But I mentioned it just a moment ago, I think West Virginia, with the week they had, with the win over UConn, a win here if they hold on over Kent State, they're going to move to 9-1 on the season. I think they're going to start, you know, they're not going to jump into the top 25 yet, but I do think you're going to start to see them receive some votes and have some potential to head that way before conference play begins.
Yeah, I mean, they're a good team. They just have to find the third scoring option. Once they do that, that will take them to a whole nother level, cut down on turnovers. This is a really talented team, and they have 2 of the best scorers, probably one of the best scorer, the best scorer in the conference and one of the best scorers in America. And then Sean McNeil, one of the best scorers in the Big 12 too. They're very talented. I really like this West Virginia team.
Inside, that's a strong take, and it looked like it would be goaltending. It was. The block came too late. A nice drive right there from Kedrian Johnson.
Kedrian Johnson going down the lane. I think he hit the backboard. That's a goaltend right there.
Kent State King played this West Virginia team really tight. And then there was that 5-minute stretch where I think it was a 14-0 run. And the Mountaineers really put this thing out of reach. Give the Golden Flashes some credit. They fought, forced some turnovers late. West Virginia a little bit sloppy, but in the end, the Mountaineers going to be just too much. But Rob Senderoff's team, they were picked 4th in the MAC preseason poll. I think they have a chance to be really good in their conference this year.
Yeah, had they actually just made their threes, it might be, you know, it might be a closer game right now and a different story. But they fought, they played defense, they you know, battled enough to be in this game, and it really wasn't that bad of a loss.
King, Taz Sherman, Sean McNeil combined for 46 points for West Virginia today. Your final thoughts on them?
Dynamic duo, Taz Sherman, able to get buckets in all type of ways. Sean McNeil, able to follow his lead. I love this duo, one of the best in the Big 12.
West Virginia wins it over Kent State. They've won 6 straight games, 63-50 the final today. That wraps it up from Morgantown. Let's send it to the 108th CFL Grey Cup.